Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I just want to thank you guys for all the amazing support. Absolutely bloody fantastic. I also just want to say if you're new here, like and subscribe helps me out a bunch, and I'm gonna jump into the video now. So, anyway, just to iron out what happened last episode to make it a little bit clearer, because I did mess up a bit. I apologise for that. That's why this video is coming out. What Deku is doing, he's going to train with Gran Torino in a hero or mentoring thing. But he knows that he's training for the hero exam, which is a hero exam to make sure that they can go away to the I think it's hero training camp. There we go. So he needs to pass this, and he's pretty sure he's going to pass this. But he wants to train with Gran Torino because Gran Torino trained All Might. So anyway, he got to Gran Torino's house, and that's when he realized that, oh god, there's a dead body on the floor. He picks him up. He realizes Gran Torino's okay. Then Gran Torino laughs and says, "Go get me some food from the supermarket, some more dessert." So Deku does that. He comes back, and then Gran Torino's like, "Okay, you did it well. You did it well. It's time to test you." So, um, the first thing Gran Torino says is, "You can't damage any of my furniture." So then Gran Torino charges at Deku, and Deku uses 50% of One for All, trying to not move too much so he doesn't use wind power to move around the furniture. He grabs Gran Torino and slams him towards the ground. This cracks the floor. Gran Torino shakily stands up as Deku is shocked by putting too much power behind it. Gran Torino says, "Wow, Sonny Jim, you're powerful," before falling asleep. And then Deku realizes he's cracked the whole floor. So Deku goes to fix that up as much as he can, but he realizes that there's nothing he can do to it. So Gran Torino then wakes up again and has a go at Deku for cracking his floor, and then also says, "Okay, so you're pretty powerful. Is that all you can use for One for All, or can you use more? I'm sure I saw you in the sports festival. I'm pretty sure I saw 100% there, and your arm looks okay, so are you able to use it?" And that's when Deku says, "Yes," and then Gran Torino's like, "Great, great, great. Now we need to train you up, train you in a more practical way. As you can see, you're damaging your surroundings. A good percentage to use is around 35%, but just before you jump, activate 50% in your feet. This will stop cracks in the ground." Um, Deku's like, "Oh my god, what happened to the sleazy man before? Now he's getting more informational." Then he goes, "Where's my fish, Deku?" This is when Deku then goes, "Huh, guess it's its training smart. Guess it's his training style. It's similar to All Might." That's when All Might flashes back in his head, and he needs to get strong to impress All Might. So he uses the next couple of days to get used to walking around the city without damaging the city itself, and using 35% and quickly switching to 50% to basically use his power around the city without A, harming citizens, and B, harming people around the city. So just getting used to the certain power levels he can use. That's when Gran Torino's like, "Okay, I think you're ready to go out and actually experience some proper hero work." So they jump on a train and they go to the city. Deku's like, "Oh, why are we going so far for just normal hero training?" And that's when, oh, what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Gran Torino, sorry. That's when Gran Torino's like, "Where are we off again?" And Deku's like, "Oh, God." Then Gran Torino turns into serious mode, and he goes, "That's because in the city there's lots more concentrated crime and smaller criminals we can take care of." Little did they know. So anyway, This flashes back to Shigaraki, who's smirking with a Nomu by the side of him, and the purple mist guy by the other side of him. The purple mist guy says, "Is this a good idea?" And then Shigaraki smiles again as the camera pans out to reveal that Hero Killer Stain is also there. Anyway, so we're flashing back to Deku and uh, Deku on the train talking to Gran Torino as a Nomu crashes through the train. Uh, Gran Torino says, "Great, this'll be perfect training. Come on, Deku." And that's when Deku is told to take on the Nomu. Then Gran Torino realizes the power of the Nomu and he's like, "Is this a good idea?" Then he realizes that Deku has the potential to be stronger than him, so he's just like, "Deku, you can go over 50% if it means taking down the Nomu." So anyway, Deku, he jumps out of the train with the Nomu, trying to dodge as many buildings as possible to not damage or harm anybody else. Then he realizes that that there's lots of people below swarming about in the chaos. So what Deku does is he defeats the Nomu. He does this by activating 100% and beating the Nomu into the ground. He realizes that the Nomu is about half the strength of the one in UA. So he runs around, and that's when he realizes he's in the same city as Ida and the same city as Hero Killer. Deku realizes he's got to find Ida quickly, and he remembers back to the articles of where Hero Killer was. So Deku goes looking in all the alleyways, but of course he's a hell of a lot faster. So he realizes that Ida is there on the floor, frozen from the blood, frozen from stain. That's when Deku comes in and goes 50% smash. As Deku arrives, air pressure pushes Stain to the other side of the alleyway, smashing all the windows in the alleyway as Deku lands just in front of Ida to protect him. He asks Ida whether he's okay, and then he immediately asks the other dude there if he's okay. He looks like a small time hero, but Deku doesn't quite know who he is, so he just says, "Hey dude, are you okay?" The dude responds with a groan and then coughs up some blood and says, "Yeah, I'm fine." Deku says, "Are you sure you've just coughed up some blood?" And the guy follows up with, "Yes, I'm fine." So, anyway, Deku then goes on to fight Hero Killer Stain. Ida's like, "Keep your distance," so Deku realizes that he's got to use distance moves just so he doesn't get his blood taken and then lose the battle. So what he decides to do is finger flicks at 100%. He does this, and Stain manages to dodge them with his extreme skill. Due to Deku's background in martial arts, he realizes Stain's immense skill, but also realizes that if he gets close, he can be stabbed easily with them knives. Deku has overthought this and didn't act, instead just didn't and thought about it instead of acting. Deku gets sliced across the stomach. This isn't a deadly slice, and it's only a bit of blood, but it's enough for Stain to lick it off his blade. Deku is now frozen in the position. That's when Ida, Deku, and the random guy is both frozen in the position, and Deku yells out, "Kill me!" No, he doesn't shout "kill me," he shouts, "Attack me first! I'm the one who attacked you. Attack me," he says. Leave them two alone." That's when Hero Killer Stain walks up to Deku and says, "Why?" "Because I'm protecting them." And that's when Hero Killer Stain smiles and says, "You're the only one that's going to survive this. You have the same ideals of All Might." Realizing that Deku wants to save them two because he's a hero, not because he's out for vengeance like Ida. And then Stain turns around to Ida and he's like, "But you're..." Sorry about that, just had to get out a piece of paper. "You're out for vengeance. You're not very hero-like. You're not a hero." He starts walking up to Ida as he gets menacingly closer. Deku realizes he can start to move, but he still doesn't have the ability to fully move. That's when his idea of different blood types comes in to his mind. But luckily, but then Deku is panicking, realizing that Ida might not be saved. But then a wall of ice comes out of nowhere, blocking Stain's blade. That's when Todoroki comes and he's like, "I'm here to help." Um, he then uses flames to melt this ice wall and attack Stain. And that's when Deku mumbles under his breath, "Make sure to not get hit." Deku has got movement back yet, but he's still not fully ready to fight as Todoroki hits Stain with some ice and fire, with some ice followed up quickly by some fire. Deku realizes that he's using his fire quirk. This makes Deku happy because he's technically saved Todoroki. So, anyway, Deku goes into the fight, telling Todoroki to stand back, and uses 100% one for all. He gets fairly close to the Hero Killer Stain, but not too close. And this 100% one for all pushes back Hero Killer Stain, knocking him against the wall. This completely wipes him unconscious, though there is no blood there, so he has not died or had a pierced rib. He's just knocked out. So Deku, Ida, Todoroki tie him up, and Deku activates 35% one for all, being as gentle as possible to carry the the damaged hero, the damaged unidentified hero back to civilization. He then passes it to Ida, realizing that Endeavor is struggling to take on the what's it called? Take on the Nomus. Ida is sat on the floor with a damaged leg as Deku puts the guy next to him and asks Todoroki to take care of him. Todoroki happily takes care of him, feeling indebted to Deku. So Deku is ready to go ham on these Nomus. He goes for the flying Nomu first, activating 50% at last minute to jump up into the sky with the flying Nomu and do, correct me if I'm wrong with this name, a new hamster smash where he grabs the Nomu, spins around using one for all, and smashes him into the floor, causing the Nomu to be stuck in the floor, where Deku then pulls him out and punches the Nomu in the back of the head. This knocks out the Nomu. Of course, he doesn't punch the Nomu to kill him. He knocks out the Nomu successfully, quite successfully as well, which is nice and good. That's the flying Nomu taken care of. And then next is the Nomu Endeavor was up against. So Deku goes 50% one for all, and jumps when Endeavor has stopped to take a break from hitting it with flames. This hits the Nomu's body, causing it to be completely destroyed. Then Deku realizes that even though the rest of the Nomus are taken care of, there's still some saving that needs to go happen. So he goes and saves the rest of the people and basically clears up the whole situation. Then Deku is told to visit the hospital. Then Deku goes to visit the hospital with Todoroki and Ida. Ida and Todoroki are getting patched up from their fight. Todoroki just got some light scrapes. Ida has that problem with his hands, I think it was. I think it was with his hands or his legs or something like that. And Deku is then interrupted by the cops. Um, Deku, Ida, and Todoroki are told off for killing the hero killer, but they are told that Endeavor can take credit for this. This, of course, well, no, they didn't kill him, sorry, for taking out the hero killer. This, of course, really angers Todoroki, but he realizes that he has to do it for the greater good of the rest of the students there. So, Deku and Ida. That's when the unidentified hero comes in and thanks him, and they all get sent home from their studies. Gran Torino then calls up Deku, having a go at him, but also saying, "Well done, you did well, you saved people. Personally, I think it's the system that's corrupt. Anyway, I'll get my license back. The license I didn't need anyway. So, good on you, Deku, for being such a, I don't know, hero." So, anyway, this leads us on to the teacher exam, because basically there's I think it's like the mid roll exam. Deku absolutely aced the mental or the theory exam because he's been revising a lot. He's been revising as much as he can. So he came like what? Did he came seventh, eighth, maybe fourth somewhere? He absolutely aced it. So now it's all up to the teacher exams. So, what will the teachers lineup be since Mineta is actually taken out? So, the teacher lineup is Deku versus All Might. Deku versus All Might. All Might doesn't have to wear the weights though, which means it'll be technical fair fight because everyone realizes Deku is on another caliber, but they're putting him against the symbol of peace. But what they've said to him is that even if you fail, if you put up a good fight against the symbol of peace, we will still let you through because you're against the strongest hero. And Deku's like, okay, that's fair, that's fair. And then it's Bakugo and Mineta versus Midnight, and the rest of them stay the same. So, I'm going to start with the Bakugo and Mineta fight because that's not going to be as cool as the Deku versus All Might fight. So, Bakugo and Mineta, it goes pretty basically. Mineta cowardly runs in as Bakugo charges in straight away. Midnight easily takes out Bakugo using her quirk, and what was I gonna say? And Mineta is easily taken out afterwards because he's not having the inspiration quote, leaving them both to terribly fail. They do the worst in the class, and it's quite shocking how none of them got kicked out because they did that bad, and it was quite embarrassing. Anyway, on to the Deku versus All Might fight. So this starts off with All Might doing the iconic punch crushing half the city. Uh, Deku realizes that this opens it up, so he activates 50% running to build momentum and then jumps up to 65%. Usually this would crack the ground, which it is, but the ground is already destroyed, so that's absolutely fine. So Deku's basically charging an All Might until All Might realizes Deku's coming and pulls back to do another punch. Deku realizes this punch is happening and jumps up in the air, getting slowed down by the air pressure but not getting defeated by it at all. Then Deku realizes All Might's jumped up to him, so Deku uses 100% of 100% punch and the air pressure knockback to knock him back down to the ground, landing in a superhero pose and rolling out. Then All Might appears in front of Deku and punches at him, but Deku manages to catch All Might's punch and aims to punch him in the stomach. He punches him in the central stomach, not near his weak spot, which then All Might retaliates by grabbing Deku and flinging him. Deku activates 100%, but even that couldn't protect him from the damage he sustains as he scrapes along the ground. Deku manages to pick himself up as All Might feels bad for absolutely annihilating Deku. Deku realizes that he could escape against the symbol of peace, but he'll be better off trying to capture him. So what Deku does is he walks up to All Might using 100% air pressure to distract him. Then he uses 100% kick and kicks the ground instead of anything else. What this does is blinds All Might so Deku can go in for a clean punch. This clean punch is directly on his chest again, and Deku follows it up with a couple more punches, which absolutely which wind All Might. Deku then realizes All Might is weakened as smoke starts to come from his body as soon as the particle dust appears. Deku runs up with the two um, handcuffs, handcuffing All Might before he has time to recover, as All Might starts coughing rapidly. Deku feels bad, feeling like he's gone too hard on All Might, so he quickly ushers him out to go to medical, and then All Might then smiles and says, "Huh, I've gotten weaker than I thought, or maybe you've just gotten so strong." And then that's when Deku also smiles, and the rest of UA are absolutely amazed by Deku's power, not seeing him fully, not seeing him directly use One for All like that before, at 100% without sustaining damage, like he did in the normal show. So, anyway, this leads on to the training camp, which I will leave till next part. Yes, I'm going to leave that till next part. So, I want to thank you guys for watching, and this will actually be the end of the movie, which is pretty cool. The movie that you don't know about yet, but in 2 or so hours, I'm going to be releasing a compilation, a movie, so stick around and watch that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.